What's up, YouTube? Demonic Midwinter back with another video. Today is going to be a CD collection video. I'm just going to start over the series I had started because I probably got some stuff in that I didn't show. So I'm going to start over from A, go through there. I just finished A's tonight as I'm recording this, so I figured I'd go over the A's. So let's get started. Starting off, I have A Sound of Thunder with Parallel Eternity. I believe this was a compilation that came out last year in 2020. It's signed by the band as well, which is awesome. Very fantastic power / heavy metal band. Nina Osagueda, I believe is how she pronounces her name. She's a fantastic vocalist. Oh my god. Fantastic stuff from them. Next up, I have just a disc for, but it's Abigail Williams with In the Shadow of a Thousand Suns. Pretty solid music. I actually just saw these guys, and I don't remember if they played anything off of it because I'm not too familiar with any of their albums, but I like them a lot. Pretty solid. I believe it's black metal of some sort, symphonic black metal. I don't know, whatever. It's pretty solid stuff. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Next up is one of my favorite albums of this year. We have Abiotic with Ikigai. Whew, let me tell you, this album is a technical death metal / deathcore band. They're from all over the U.S. I believe California, Florida, and Massachusetts. I could be wrong about that. We have fantastic music from them. I saw these guys in 2019 when they opened for Suffocation in Belphegor. Holy shit, they killed it. Yeah. So next up, I have two from a band I know I didn't show because I just got these a couple weeks ago. So this is Abominog with Dark Museum. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, wait. I forgot to show the inside for Ikigai. Even though I've shown it a million fucking times already because I've showed it on this channel a bunch. But so next up is Abominog with Dark Museum. This is, I believe, I don't remember if this was the compilation of their demos or a full length. I don't remember. Or reissue of a full length. I don't remember though. But yeah, this is pretty solid death metal. They were a band that originally formed formed 26 years ago. And then they fell off the face of the earth, basically. Their drummer left to move somewhere or something like that, I think is what happened. And Chris, I believe, the main guy, he brought the band back this past year. So pretty solid death metal. Next up from them is Manifesting Void. I love these guys. I just saw them when they played with Suffocation, and holy shit, they were fantastic. So much fun to see live. And Chris was a good guy to talk to as well. Next up, we have two from a incredible band that I recently got into, but this is Aborted. With this one's Retrogore. I have not shown this one on the channel yet. I know that because this is a semi-recent purchase, but solid deathcore, brutal death metal. I don't remember what the hell it is, but it's pretty solid fucking stuff. Retrogore is really good. And next up is Maniacal Cult, which is one you've seen already because it's on. I've shown it on this channel. I showed it me unboxing it, opening it up, the package up. But yeah, this is a fantastic album from Aborted. Yeah, I love these guys. I need more of their stuff in my collection. I only have one shirt and these two CDs. Yeah, I will definitely be picking up some more stuff from them at some point. I have some patches from them, actually. But yeah. Next up is another set of two. This time it's from Abysmal Dawn. They're a melodic death metal band, or there's some form of death metal band out of Los Angeles. I met them when I saw them play in 2020, actually, right before lockdown. But this is Leveling the Plane of Existence. Really solid stuff from them. I think that this one I gave an 84.7. The next one I rated it a little bit higher. But really solid death metal from Abysmal Dawn. This one is Phylogenesis, which is their latest one. It came out last year on Season of Mist. Fantastic label. Yeah, solid death metal. I want to see these guys again. I think I will be, actually. next year. I feel like I saw that. Next up is a thrash band from my home state of New York, specifically Long Island. But this is Accelerator with Anthropophagy Outbreak. I probably butchered that first word, but decent thrash. Not really my favorite thing in the world, but not the worst thing in the world. I gave it a 76% out of 100% because it just was not my thing. Next up, there's a bunch from this band because I've been a fan of these guys for a long time, and now I've started collecting their stuff. But this is ACVC, starting off with Highway to Hell. I love these guys. I always have. They are one of the bands that got me into rock and metal 15 years ago now. Jesus. But yeah, solid stuff. Next up is probably my favorite ACVC album that I own. Back in Black. Yeah, this is my favorite one. Yeah, fantastic stuff from them. I love ACDC. Always have, probably always will. Next up is ACDC with Fly on the Wall. Yeah, and again, solid stuff from them. I've always enjoyed ACDC. Next, I have two more from them. Next up is the Razor's Edge. Again, and this is one of my least favorite ones I have in my collection. Actually, wait, no. Fly on the Wall was my least favorite one. Don't know why, but I like this one and the rest of them more than that. Of the ones I have in my collection, I'm still working on finishing up the discography. And then finally for ACDC is their most recent one, Power Up. I hate the digi sleeve thing. I hate this. It's gonna fuck up the CD and everything. Whatever. But this is the only one I hate the packaging of. Okay, next up is a band that I've shown this of. I'll show it again. This is Accept with Too Mean to Die. If you don't know, Accept, they're a traditional heavy metal band out of Germany. Pretty solid stuff. This is not my favorite of theirs. I mean, it's good. I gave it a 85.27%. So, I mean, it's decent. Just not what I see myself listening to all the time. This one I can see myself jamming a lot, though. I do have a complaint about, which I'll get to in a sec, which most people do about this album. It is Aeon with God Ends Here. There's way too many fucking interludes on this thing. Oh my god, it drives me and probably everybody else insane. There's, I think, 5 or 6, which I don't get at all. But, I mean, otherwise, it's a solid album. I loved it. I gave it an 87.69%. I mean, not the highest rated, but that's because the fucking interludes drive me nuts. I give those relatively low ratings for that reason. Next up is another relatively local band to me. Hold on. Next up is a brutal death / tech death. I don't know what they are. Progressive brutal death. I don't know. I haven't jammed them enough, but I do enjoy them. This is Afterbirth, and this is 4-Dimensional Flesh. Really solid, I guess, death metal? Some form of death metal. Yeah, really solid death metal. I gave this one a 80.27%. Seems a bit low, I feel like, but maybe I guess that is what it was. Next up I have another pair from the same band. This is Alarum. This one is Eventuality. Progressive death metal, I guess. I don't know. Weird. It's weird. It's not my favorite thing in the world. Too progressive for me. This one I don't like nearly as much as the next one. This is just too weird for me. But it's decent. It's very low on my list of albums in my collection, but for what it is, it's not bad. I just have a very specific taste in metal most of the time. Next up is the other Alarum CD that I have, which is Natural Causes. I like this one a little bit more. The first one Eventuality, I gave a 73.63, just really not my style. This I liked a little bit more. I gave it a 78.25. Yeah, this I liked a lot more. I haven't jammed it in a little while, but it was pretty good when I jammed it. Next up is a band that is I believe a death metal band. I could be wrong about that, but the band's name is All Hell. This is the Red Sect. Really solid death metal. I gave this one. Hold on. I gave this one an 80. Oh no! Wait. Yeah, I gave this one an 83.8. Solid death metal. We thoroughly enjoyed this. 83.8. Sorry, I don't know if I said that or something else. Next up is probably one of my favorite releases from these guys. It's a Legion. This is Form Shifter. Solid death metal. I can't wait for the new album to come out next year. Really solid death metal, though. I thoroughly enjoyed this album. I've only listened to it 2 or 3 times on CD, but I've listened to it a bunch on Spotify. Next up is one that I finally jammed for the first time, and this case needs to be changed out, I think. I'll do that after this video. Next up is Alpha Kill with Degrees of Manipulation. They're a thrash band out of Canada, I believe. I don't fully remember now, but I believe it's Canada. Solid stuff, though. We thoroughly enjoyed this. This came out in 2018, and it gave it an 85% rating. Really solid stuff. I've only jammed it once. Probably not gonna jam it for a little while because I'm still going through my entire collection. Next up, anyway, is Amaranth. This is This is Manifest. I loved this album. It came out on Nuclear Blast last year. I got this at my local record store, and it's one of my favorite releases that came out last year. I gave it an 83.92. Pretty low for what I considered last year, but it was still fantastic. I loved it. The next one's from one of my all-time favorite bands, which I'll show right now. This is a Monomorph. This one's Fate of Norns. This is a fantastic album. I gave this an 84.63. It came out in 2004 on Metal Blade. I love this album. It's not my favorite by them, but it's still a fantastic release. Next up, I only have the disc of it for some weird reason, but it is Twilight of a Thunder God. One of my all-time favorite albums by any band, but not my favorite from them, but it's a fantastic release nonetheless. Next up is Deceiver of the Gods, and this comes with what's it called? I forget what the name of it is, but it's Under the Influence. That's what it is. The thing broke last time I opened it. Here's the first disc. I will show the second disc because it is different. And I'll just show it like this. Solid stuff. Not a big fan of the they're good, but just doesn't scratch the itch of a Monomorph for me. The 4 other tracks on Under the Influence, they're good, but still not my style, really. Next up is a live album from a Monomorph. This one is The Pursuit of Vikings. So here's the front and back of the case. Front, back. This is a fantastic live album. Standout tracks for me on this one are like, oh my god, like Cry the Blackbirds, everything basically. I love this live album. I'm usually not big on, I'm pretty big with live albums. I don't know what it is about live albums. I do like collecting anything music related. Finally, for Monomorph is their most recent one, which I hope to see some more stuff coming from them. Hopefully this coming year. We'll see though. But this one is Berserker. I saw them when they were touring for this in 2019. with Cannibal Corpse, obviously a Monomorph, Lamb of God, and the Almighty Slayer. But yeah, no, this was a fantastic release from them. I hate these digi-sleeves. Oh my god, why do bands do these things? Whatever. Next up is a pretty solid release from Amorphous. This is Queen of Time. I need more of their music in my collection. This is the only one I have from them. Really solid stuff, though, in my opinion. Most people I don't think like it as much, but I could see why. It's not like what they're used to with Amorphous. But still, something I thoroughly enjoy. Next up came in a box set. I don't know what happened to the case itself, but this is NL Mathrak with the Candlelight Year. So it comes with, in the constellation of the Black Widow, Passion, and Vanitas. Solid. Well, not really solid. I just cannot get into this at all. It's weird. It's like industrial black and grind, I guess is the way to what the fuck it's called. I don't know. It's just not my thing at all. I gave it this total a very low rating. I gave it a 68.8. I just cannot get into them at all. Just too weird for me. This next band I love though. This is Angela Patrida with their self-titled album. Fantastic thrash release this year. Yeah, oh my god, one of my favorite releases to come out this year. I gave it an 88.8%. Oh my god, I love this album. I would love to see them play live. They are a fantastic band. Next up is an instrumental album, which I forget where I got it from. Off the top of my head, it is from Antonello Giliberto. He's a fantastic Italian neoclassical metal guitarist. Oh my god, he is insanely talented. I'm just not big on instrumental albums because I need lyrics so I can focus on. I mean, it's still fantastic, but I gave it a 79.9 for what it is. I think it would be better with lyrics, to be honest. Next up is one of my favorite black metal albums I own. Probably one of the few that I own, because black metal is not really my thing. But this is Aralu with An Olam. They're an Israeli black metal band, but I first heard about these guys from Classy Lonnie Metal. Go check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel if I remember to. But he introduced me to these guys in one of his early CD collection videos. Where he's been showing his entire collection. This is the more recent set of videos. I forget when he showed it though. It was an early episode though, but fantastic black metal from Aralu. I love these guys. I would love to see them play live. Next up is a Friends band, who they're my best friends in the world. This is Arcanon with their self-titled EP, Arcanon. There are 3 tracks on it: Chaos Reigns, Dol Guldur, and Night of Demise. Just a fantastic release. I've had to replace the case on it a couple times actually. But fantastic stuff from Arcanon. I will leave a link to their YouTube channel in the description because they are very close friends of mine. I see them a lot, I should say. But this one I gave an 82%, which I think is pretty solid for them. Next up is Arch Enemy with Doomsday Machine. Some of my favorite tracks from these guys are on it. Nemesis and My Apocalypse mainly. Oh my god, I love this album. I gave this album a 86.27%. Like I said, solid stuff. I believe this is with Angela. I don't remember now. I'm tired. And I believe this was with Angela. Yeah, definitely with Angela. I do like the stuff with Elisa, or Alyssa, however she pronounces it. I'm sorry if you're watching this, but I don't know how to pronounce your name. I believe it's Elisa, though. Next up is a band that I got from a grab bag, I believe. This is Archaeo Beast with Manifesting the Antichrist. This is a little EP that I believe came from Horror Pain Gore Death Productions, but because that's what the label is. But I don't remember if this was the grab bag. From that grab bag, I don't fully remember. But pretty solid death metal. I gave this a 83.75. And yes, I rate every single album in my collection. I haven't been mentioning all of them because You guys probably don't care, but just a method to keep track of what albums I really liked and which albums I hated. This next one I loved. This is Archspire with Bleed the Future. Holy fuck, this is a fantastic release. I gave this an 88.13%. Fantastic tech death out of Vancouver. I believe it was Vancouver. Fantastic tech death out of Canada. But I love these guys. Oh my god. If you haven't checked out this album yet, go check it out, and as it will probably be on your end lists as well. Hold on. Just don't want my stack of CDs to fall all over the place. Next up is an album I couldn't get into last year, and I still can't. This is Armored Saint with Punching the Sky. I gave this an 80.64%. I don't care for John Bush's vocals on here. He's a solid vocalist, but on here, I just did not like it at all. It's okay. Not something I will see myself going back to often, probably. Maybe I gotta re-listen to it at some point again, but we'll see. Decent stuff from Armored Saint. If you like Armored Saint and you haven't jammed that yet, go check it out, but just not my style. This one was more my style. This is Artillery with X. I gave this an 86.69%. Probably one of my favorite tracks is their cover of Trapped Under Ice. I love that cover. Solid stuff from Artillery. Jesus, I can't speak. Solid stuff from them. This next one I like, but it's not one. I mean, it's okay, just not a favorite of mine. This is As Eden Burns with The Great Celestial Delusion. I believe they're a death metal band. I forget where they're from. Solid, decent stuff, I should say. I like it a little less than that Armored Saint album. I gave it a 78.38%. It came out in 2008. It's decent, just not something I could see myself jamming a lot. The next two are two of my favorite things in this stack. Well, actually, no, one of them is, and you know the album when you see the artist. These next two are from the same band, and it's A6. This one is I believe this is a reissue of Crush's Cenotaph. I believe that's what it is. This one came out in 2019, and I believe the other one the original copy came out a long time ago. Solid death doom / death metal. You'll hear me rave about their new album in a second, but Crush's Cenotaph is a fantastic EP from them. I want to see these guys so badly. They're on my bucket list to see live, and I hope to do so soon. Next up is, I mean, you know this is going to be my album of the year. I've jammed it more than any other album this year, whether it be on Spotify or on CD. Easily my year-end album. Tracks like 3 Years of Famine, Botox Implosion, Necrossros. I mean, the entire album's like insanely incredible. I gave it 95.5%. The opening riff from The Soul Cures Death might be one of my favorite riffs of all time. It is filthy as all fuck. Oh my god, I want to see this album played in its entirety live. Next up is some German thrash with Assassin. Decent stuff. I gave it an 87.09%. Decent thrash. Not my favorite, but because my favorite thrashers are like Destruction, Sodom, and Creator mainly. I do love Metallica. I love Slayer. I guess they're decent. Anthrax are good. Fuck Tankard. Fuck Tankard. I don't care for them. They sing about beer, and that's literally it. Gets boring as all fuck. But rant over. Assassin is solid thrash. Go check it out. I gave it an 87.09. This came out last year, and I picked it up on a whim. I actually didn't realize it was a 2020 release. I thought it was a 2021 release. But whatever. I mean, it's still fantastic. Next up is At Radagost's Gates with Reflection of a Lunar Eclipse in the Stained Mirror of Time. Holy shit. This is a mouth. That title's a mouthful. I actually used to hate this album because I still don't, because I don't like black metal, but I'm getting more and more into it. This Black and Death more so, but So it still has a lot of elements of black metal. I gave it an 83%. Before it was like a 70-something percent. 78%, I believe. But I only have the disc of it. I kind of want to find a new copy of it at some point. Hold on. I fucked up here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Next up, sorry, I had my CDs messed up or out of order, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Next up is another live album. This is At the Gates with Purgatory Unleashed live at Wacken. I believe this is at Wacken 2010. I could be wrong about that, but holy shit, such a solid live album. I gave this a hold on. I gave this a 88.56%. Holy shit, this is a fantastic live album. I love At the Gates. They're one of my all-time favorite bands. I'll definitely be making a tribute vest to them at some point. Hopefully before the next time I see them, which who knows, obviously. But yeah, holy shit, fantastic live album from At the Gates. Yeah. Next up, I only have the discs for this. These came together. This is To Drink from the Night Itself and Daggers of Black Haze. I gave the combined percentage of 88.94%. This came out in 2018 on, I believe it's, oh my god, hold on, I'm gonna earache for that one. I don't remember what year this one came out on, but what label this came out on. Century Media. But yeah, solid stuff on At the Gates. I love At the Gates. I want to see them again. And then finally is their new for At the Gates is their new album with The Nightmare of Being. I got the deluxe media book edition because why wouldn't I? I love extra music. Yeah, solid melodic death metal. They had a saxophone player, a bassoon player, and a whole bunch of other random ass instruments on this. That was fantastic. I believe it was on Cosmic Pessimism, which is probably one of my favorite tracks on the album. And then finally for we end on a mediocre album, which is a bummer, but whatever. This is Attica with Meadowlands. I gave it an 80.1%. I just can't get into it at all. Just not my style of power metal. I mean, I love power metal, as you'll see coming up, but this was not my thing, power metal wise. The guy's voice is just not my thing. Yeah, but that's it for this stack. I'm gonna continue listening to more. I'm gonna continue going through the collection. Just started on Bees. And leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this. This was one of my longest videos I've done in a long time. I will have a couple more of those coming up, though, probably. But anyways, let me know your favorites from this stack. I might leave links to some of it. I don't know yet. But probably won't because, yeah. Just not something I really feel like doing. But tell me what your favorites from this stack were. And leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and stay metal.